One day at school, this is the year after that teacher I wanted to marry. I'm sitting on the mat, so we're on the floor, and there's a boy sitting in front of me. We're waiting for the teacher. And this boy, he's different from me. He's good at everything. And I'm watching him, and he's sitting up like this. He's sitting up really tall, doing the right thing, and waiting for the teacher. And I'm behind him. I'm just staring at him. Now, he was popular. Everybody liked him. And he was really good in the classroom and good at all the subjects. He just had everything going for him. Always had nice lunches, nice clothes. He notices me looking at him. And he turns around and goes, "What?" I go, "Oh, nothing. He goes back to sitting up like this. And I go back to watching him. And he looks again. "What are you looking at?" And I said to him, "Your dad." "Yeah?" "Does your dad hit you?" And he goes, "What? What do you mean?" I said, "Does your dad hit you?" And he goes, "No, my dad doesn't do that. My dad would never do that." He looked at me. "Does your dad do that to you?" I said, "Oh, yeah. My dad had hit me really hard, punched me in the arm right here. This big lump had come up under my arm. I was a kid. This big lump under my arm. I was worried, man. Big lump under my arm. I didn't know what was happening. I was thinking, is that another arm trying to grow out or something?" I was worried. So I said to the boy, I said, "Yeah, my dad hit me." I said to the dad, I said to the kid, "Yeah, my dad hit me. He punched me in the arm and this big lump has come up underneath my arm." So I'm showing it to him. I show him. I said, look, this big lump. The boy, he's looking at me. He sees the lump and he goes, "That's not right. That's not right at all. You should tell that my dad would never do something like that to me. You should tell the teacher about that. You should tell Mrs Battleship." Put down my arm quick and said, No, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone. Because Mrs Battleship wasn't your normal teacher. Put another, let's leave that one there and I'll move to the next one. Mrs Battleship, let me tell you about her. When I was younger, I was at home, inside the house, and I heard my brother and his mate talking outside. And they were talking about this battleship at school. I'm in the house and I'm like, "What? There's no battleship at school. If there was a battleship at school, I would know." So I went outside, I went up to my brother and his mate, I said, "What are you guys talking about?" And they said they were talking about their teacher, Mrs Battleship. I said, "Whoa. And you fellas call it the battleship?" They go, yeah, we call it the battleship." And I said, "Do you say that to her face?" And they went, no, you don't say it to her face." And then they looked at me and they said, "Don't you say it to me." Well, I saw that as a challenge. So a few days later, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the bell had gone, and we were all lined up to go on the buses to go home. I was at a very big school, lots of students. We were all lined up on the buses to go home. Mrs Battleship was on bus duty. She was making sure that we got on the buses in an orderly fashion. I go onto the bus. Now I'm the last person to get on the bus. I'm at the back of the line. When I get on the bus, I see my uncle, the bus driver. Always nice to see my uncle. I walk down the bus aisle. There's no more seats. I have to stand. My uncle starts the bus engine, closes the door. Mrs Battleship turns around, starts to walk back into the school. My uncle starts to pull the bus away. I think, I'll be silly. So I yelled out, "Bye, Battleship!" All the kids on the bus go, Mrs Battersby stops walking, turns around, "Stop that bus!" My uncle stops the bus. I'm like, no, uncle, don't stop the bus, uncle, don't stop the bus. The door opens. Mrs Battersby gets on the bus. Who said that? All the kids look at me. Mrs Battersby goes, "You, get off this bus right now." I walk down the aisle to get off the bus. As I'm walking down the aisle, I go past my brother and his mate. They're sitting in their seat. They're looking at me. They said, "You be quiet to me. Don't you tell her we told you that name. You be quiet to me. Keep your mouth shut." Walk right to the end. There's my uncle, the bus driver. He's smiling at me. He's like this. "You're on your own with this one, boy." I get off the bus. Mrs Battersby makes me stand in front of her. I'm standing here. She's like this. "Who told you that name?" I look past Mrs Battersby back on the bus. All the kids are at the window, all looking out like this. There's my brother and his mate. They're there too. And they're like... Mrs Battersby goes, "Come on, who told you that name?" "Oh, my brother and his mate." Mrs Battersby goes, turns around, gets back on the bus. "You two, get off this bus now." Oh, we got a big telling off. So then I end up in her classroom. So now we go fast forward to the other story where we're sitting on the mat and this boy's telling me I need to tell Mrs Battersby, the so-called Battleship, about what's going on in my home. And I'm like, no. He said to me, that's not right. What happened to you? That big lump under your arm? What your dad did to you? Tell Mrs Battersby. I said, No, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone. He said to me, don't tell anybody. The bell rings. It's morning tea time. So off we go outside. I go outside and have a bit of a play. The bell rings again, come back to class. I walk into the classroom. I sit down on my chair and I'm watching all the other kids come back into the classroom. Watching the doors, I'm looking at the windows, I'm seeing them all come back. That boy I told, he doesn't come back to class. It's that boy I told. His name was Christopher. I should acknowledge that because apparently he's passed away, which is quite sad. But anyway, so I'm looking out the window. Where's Christopher? Where's he gone? I'm thinking to myself, I told him. I should have kept my mouth shut. Now I'm getting worried. My heart's beating fast. Because you don't say anything in my family, you keep your mouth shut, Oh, man. Where is he? And the door at the back of the classroom opens. Mrs Battersby walks in, and behind her is Christopher. He's told her. Mrs Battersby looks straight over at me. Timothy. I'm like, she goes, come with me, please. I get up from my chair. I'm starting to walk through the classroom and I'm walking slowly because I'm thinking to myself, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I think, I'll lie. I'm going to lie. I'm going to say, Miss, I don't know what that boy's talking about. I don't know what Christopher's talking about. He's making up stories. I never said that. I'm going to lie. I follow Mrs Battersby and the boy out into the cloak bay, like this area out here, in between the classes, and we go out there. So we go into the cloak bay. I've got my lie ready. Mrs Battersby makes me stand up against the wall. She's standing there looking at me. Christopher's just behind her like this looking at me. And I'm like this. I'm not looking at them at all. And Mrs Battersby goes, lift up your top. I'm acting like I've got no ears, you know. Hey? Mrs Battersby, Timothy, lift up your top. So I lift up my top. Mrs Battersby sees this big lump under my arm, and she bursts into tears. And they're not little tears either. They're big tears. She's like, like that. And then she hugs me. Now, Mrs Battersby was not a little woman. Mrs Battersby was a big woman. So it was this big whoop like this. And I'm swallowed into her. Like this. And she's rocking back and forth. There's me. Her tears are wet the side of my face. Then she steps back. She's wiping her tears. And she looks at me and she's, Timothy, I want you to go back into the classroom. I want you to pick up your desk. And I want you to put your desk next to mine. Hey! Why am I in trouble? I go back into the class. This is like the worst thing ever. I go back into the classroom. All the kids are watching me. I've got tears streaming down my face now. Especially because I have to put my desk next to Mrs. Battersby's. I walk through and pick up my desk. All the kids are watching me thinking, oh, Timothy must be in so much trouble. I put my desk next to Mrs. Battersby's. I sit down. Mrs. Battersby comes back in. She sits in her desk. She looks over at me. You're right there, Timothy. This is where I found out there was a bit more to Mrs. Battersby. Over the time, she'd always watch, she'd watch the classroom. She'd have her glasses on. She'd be like this. She'd scan the classroom, making sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. And then her eyes would come all the way around to me. I was never doing what I was supposed to be doing because I really didn't know what was going on half the time. Like, you can't concentrate on maths when your dad's trying to kill you at home. Maths isn't so important anymore. Surviving is. So I'd be there, I'd be looking out the window. Turn around, there's Mrs. Battersby looking at me. She'd just sit there looking. How are you going with your work, Timothy? Oh, yeah, good. And then she goes, bring me your book so I can have a look at your work. I get up from my chair. Now, here we go. Mrs. Battersby is going to see that I have not done anything, that I don't know what I'm doing, that everything I have done is wrong. So I go over to Mrs. Battersby, I give her my book. Mrs. Battersby takes my book. She puts it on her desk and she smooths it out like it's something special. Then she puts an arm around me. She pulls me in close and she gently takes me through my work. I'm standing there and I'm thinking, oh, this is not so bad. Mrs. Battersby, she was an angel. She turned out to be a lovely teacher for me. She really looked after me. Hi, just a quick word to say that my books, including my latest for children, are available in store and online. You can find a full list of my books at timtepany.com. If you're enjoying my content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for your support. Now back to the video. At the end of the year, that was her last year. She retired at the end of that year. And the girls, they got together in the classroom and they made her a special card and they let everybody sign it. Everybody except me. You're not signing our card because you're a naughty fella and you're not putting your name on our card. I got angry. We were all alone in the classroom. Teacher wasn't there and I got angry when they said that. Earlier in the day, I had found this large, we don't really have them around the schools anymore, rubber door stop. They used to be behind the doors so that the door didn't bang back and hit, you know. And it was this big, hard, round thing, and I had found it outside. The caretaker must have dropped it, I don't know. But I picked it up. And I've been holding on to it all morning. And when those girls said that to me, I felt angry. So I threw it. I threw it hard at the wall. As you can see the top wall there, those little white things, now, a lot of the classrooms used to have that. That's really thin. I didn't know that. It went straight through. Boom! Big hole in the wall. All the kids look at it. Whoa! They all look at me. Man, you're in so much trouble. Mrs. Battersby comes back to the classroom. Those girls, they run up to her. Mrs. Battersby, Mrs. Battersby, look what Timothy did. Mrs. Battersby looks at the hole. She looks at me. All the kids are looking at me. I'm thinking to myself, oh, I've ruined it. Mrs. Battersby was so nice to me. And this is how she's going to remember me. I've ruined it. And Mrs. Battersby walks up to me. All the kids look at me like, man, he's going to get it from the battleship. She walks up to me, and what does she do? She hugs me and cries. She hugs me and cries. The other kids are like, hey! He put a hole in the wall! So yeah, that was Mrs. Battersby. She became an angel in my life. I was so lucky, because I got these adults every now and then that just turned up and gave me this unconditional love, you know. Just did these things. And those teachers, they didn't always realise what they were doing. Like years later, Mrs. Battersby contacted me. She was very proud because her students became an award-winning author. And she was really proud. And a lot of people talk about her, like she's got a bad reputation because she was a very stern teacher. Someone else who had her as a teacher was Mike King.
Oh.
A lot of you younger ones probably don't. He's a big comedian. He was very big. You might know him, I'm not sure, but these days, he's not doing so much these days. But he was in the classroom and he's talked about her a lot and how big and bad she was to him. But to me, she wasn't like that. And she became involved in my life. So I'd go and have a cup of tea with her. I'd go and have a cup of tea with her and another of my teachers who was also nice to me at school. And yeah, I'd go and have cups of tea and catch up with them, and they wanted to know all about the books. And what are you doing next, Timothy? What are you doing next? And then she passed, and I went to the funeral. So she died, and moved on. But yeah, I've always remembered her. Yeah, she's a lovely teacher. Yeah, very lucky. I was very lucky to have these special adults turn up in my life every now and then. They made the world of difference. They did.